So I decided to break this video down into 3 different parts, mostly because there's just so much information to go over. But we are having a look at the Mabinogi Eternity page on the Korean website. And this is because there's a lot more information about this on the Korean site than there is on the NA site. So watch part 1 if you want to see, like, where we talked about this, taking the first step in the news of eternity. And next we're going to look at Omniscient Art Perspective. Hello, I am Safety Director Raccoon, in charge of the art side of the Mabinogi Eternity project. When engine replacement discussions first started, I thought engine replacement work would be carried out at headquarters level. Before we knew it, at the 23 Summer Fantasy Party, we finally announced a replacement, so the Unreal Engine replacement. We thought that the replacement for Unreal should start with Neo. While producing Neo, I kept asking myself if the first impression of her that everyone had in their hearts was correct. While making the Neo launching video, how many times did you screen the short video in the development room? Modifications continued until late the previous day, but no one in the development room gave good feedback because Militians felt this way when they first met Neo in the Soul Stream. The first impressions and feelings and current longing are all different. We dared to say this is enough. This is because it could not be declared. However, we are very excited and happy about this work, and we have been providing. In the world of Aaron, it was not felt due to the limitations of the Pleon engine. We are waiting for the day when we can find immersion and vitality together. Mabinogi is now approaching its 20th anniversary, because it's been around for 20 years in Korea. It is truly an honor to be on this journey with Militians. So, finding the Aaron we want. We already saw most of this post on the NA announcement, Mabinogi Eternity Project, finding the Aaron we dream of. So that's most of this information here. You can see, like, this is mostly what we just saw. So we'll be skipping over this. I'm not going to read all this. Check out the NA site or check out the Korean site and read all about it if you want to go over the information and compare the differences. And next we'll take a look at, let's start with Neo. So this is from a character modeler for the Eternity project. In early 2023, an engine replacement task force was proposed and the foundation work was being diligently done. One peaceful day I heard this story during a meeting. Let's start with Neo first. I heard about the renewal of Neo, the representative NPC of Mabinogi, and along with the news of Neo's renewal, you will also hear about the difficulties that previous Neo workers experienced. This is a legendary story that cannot be fully written here, so the tension was high even before it started. Neo has an expression that seems both kind and sad, yet unknown. Neo's basic design is also burdensome. How shall I express it? Also, how much modeling specifications should be taken from Unreal Engine? Whether there are expression methods that need to be improved, and how much of the parts that could not be expressed due to the engine's limitations. So here you can see what Neo looks like in Leon Engine, and over here you can see what she looks like in Unreal Engine on the right. Personally, I think they did a really good job remaking Neo in Unreal Engine. Eternity's Neo original drawing drawn in the direction of renewal. The initial look was a mess, but as we received customized feedback, we gradually approached the unknown character Neo. In those cases, I put the two Neos side by side and worked on matching the images. I think this section played an important role in helping Militians accept this work as Neo. Yeah, I think they did a great job with Neo. Like, I know it's really hard to create a lot of these characters that we care about, and I know it's hard to, like, recreate the world of Eren, because, like, none of us really want the world of Eren to change, or the characters to change that much. We still want it to look and feel the same. And I get that that's not an easy task to ask the developers to do that are working on this Unreal project. Posing where you can feel the wind, so this looks really cool. I posed, went through revision after revision, and even right before completion, I continued to worry about how much I could make Neo smile. What kind of smile would you like from Eternity to give you? In situations where you have no choice but to be cautious about any expression, morph work, facial expression work is done. The Neo is smiling. At first, I kept the smile small, but my thoughts came together to express Neo's feelings more clearly so that they could be conveyed to the Militians. I was so careful about making Neo smile that I even remember separately requesting guidance from the art director. This Neo, who smiled brightly for a moment during the work process. There were many difficult moments while working, but now I am full of gratitude. Although every day is still a struggle, I will work hard until the day I meet all Militians. So yeah, this is a huge challenge for the development team to make the game look and feel good. Like, they're under a lot of stress about this, and because it is a very difficult thing to do. But overall, I think they're doing a really good job with it. So let's move to Unreal. This is Brown Sauce. I am currently working on replacing the Mabinogi engine. I wrote this because I wanted to tell Militians about background modeling among the work I did. I hope this article will be of some help to those who are curious about the engine replacement process. For nearly 20 years, Mabinogi has taken deep roots in Pleon. Therefore, it was obvious that the moving task was not as easy as transplanting a young tree. Of course, ultimately, most of the buildings and objects you can see in Unreal Engine will be newly built to be pretty and colorful, but for that work you need a rough sketch. Because creating numerous new sketches is a huge cost itself, we had to find a way to replicate Eren from Pleon and use it as a sketch at a lower cost. The first thing I was worried about when planning to transfer Mabinogi as is the question, can Pleon's specific world data files and modeling be used directly in Unreal Engine? And sadly, of course, that wasn't possible because it was Pleon only. In the situation, three ideas came to mind. The first idea was to modify the Unreal Engine code to read Pleon-specific files. However, if you modify the engine code like this every time you upgrade the engine version, there is a possibility that your modified code will conflict with the updated code. Then you must continue to fix the conflicting code. And because the cost of work is higher compared to other ideas, I didn't think it was the best way to create a rough sketch. The second idea was to modify the Pleon-specific files so that Unreal Engine could read them, but there's a problem with this method too. When creating objects in Mabinogi, modeling work is done using commercial programs. Afterwards, we convert it using a program we developed ourselves so that the Pleon engine can read it. Unnecessary data is deleted and some necessary data is calculated in advance for optimization. However, among the data erased at this time, there were values needed by Unreal Engine. Although it is possible to construct a 3D model with the remaining data, except for the removed data, this method was not the best, as it was noticeably different from the original. This file was modified so that Unreal Engine could read it, but the goddess statue looks angular due to the lack of smoothing. The third idea was to move the original modeling data into Unreal Engine before converting it into a dedicated file. Unreal Engine can easily and simply read files created with commercial 3D modeling programs. Therefore, as long as you have the original before conversion, I thought I could upload it to the Unreal in a form similar to Pleon. The first attempt to upload raw data to the Unreal was successful. The original data was output from a commercial 3D modeling model as a file that Unreal could read. When I imported this to Unreal, it looked much better than I imagined. However, this method was not perfect either. This is because traces of Pleon still remained. When working with a 3D model of a Mabinogi object, in addition to configuring the object's shape, data for interaction within the game is also added. However, this data was not needed in the sketch. Rather, the shape of the sketch looked different due to this data, so I had to find a way to erase this unnecessary and disruptive data. To transfer the original modeling data to Unreal, read a file in a 3D modeling program, and then it must be output as a file that Unreal can read. The problem is that even though this process is short and simple, the number of files is too large. The problem is that it takes too much time for a person to do all these files one by one. Considering the physical time, automation was essential. The 3D modeling program used by Mabinogi has a script language that supports automation. If the user scripts the tasks or actions he or she wants to do with the modeling program in advance, you can repeat that task over and over with the click of a button. Use this script to do the printing work that had to be done for each file one by one, while automating the program to do the work for you. I also deleted unnecessary data from the sketch that I was concerned about earlier. Also, the texture of the original modeling data must be converted into pixel format so it can be read by Unreal Engine. This processing was also programmed to be done in the script. In order to use the transferred 3D model as a sketch, you must place it in Aaron, created with Unreal. However, Unreal Engine cannot read Pleon's specific world data files, so I had to check the location, direction, and size in Pleon one by one. There were a lot more pieces and more work involved than the previous work, and because it had to be processed using Unreal Engine, I couldn't even write a script for a 3D modeling program. While I was thinking about it, I thought of an idea. If it is possible to extract object type, location, direction, and size from a dedicated world data file, couldn't we use it for placement in Unreal? When constructing Pleon's Aaron world, Mabinogi uses its own world creation program. 3D model data created with a commercial program is imported into the world creation program and placed. Afterwards, the batch status is finally converted into a world data file. The self-developed program was familiar to me, and the inside data file was. So I was able to modify the program to extract the data needed for deployment from the world data file. Now all that's left is to have Unreal Engine read the extracted data and automatically place the 3D model. This issue was addressed by adding a feature to the engine. Because the automatic placement function was implemented with functions that already exist in Unreal Engine, it was relatively less expensive than an engine modification, and the risk of code conflicts was low. Dumbarton transferred to Unreal Engine to use as a sketch. Through these processes, my work on automating sketch production was completed. Currently, background modelers are working hard to create a new Aaron based on the sketch. My eyes are purified as I look at Aaron being reborn in high quality. Although my work does not create a finished product, I feel great joy and pride because I am helping Aaron in her process of rebirth. There's a lot of work ahead before Mabinogi can fully move to Unreal. There are many technical problems that need to be solved. It may not be an easy road, but for the day, we invite all Militians to the new Mabinogi. We will move forward steadily and diligently. Okay, so we're going to be taking a look at another one of the posts on the Korean Mabinogi Eternity Project site. So I would like to talk about texture production during the process of remodeling Turconail, where Militians will live. If you change the engine to Unreal, the background graphics will have to get better. Wouldn't it be possible to make it respond to real-time light by adding normal, roughness, and specular so that the characteristics of each material stand out? I'll make all the backgrounds you've wanted to make for a while. The will to create a truly fantastic background was sparked. However, our Mabinogi isn't like this. I worked too hard on sculpting using graphics tools, but it didn't have the hardwood feel that Mabi has. When I strengthened the normal, realizing low polygons with the three-dimensional effect of high polygons, the clear feeling typical of Mabi did not appear. However, I gathered my courage and went back to the beginning and thought about what elements determine the characteristics of Mabinogi's background. Mabinogi is a cartoon graphic. The flat feel of the environment setting creates a unique 2D feel and the diffuse texture has strong contrast to bring out the sense of mass. The sense of shape and proportion of the background had a simpler and more casual feel than the realistic proportions. On the other hand, the texture was closer to real life than expected. In these cases, Mabinogi's background identity was being added. So here's a good example of like the wooden textures being showed well. And then Avalon clearly shows like stone texture. This was it. More than anything, I realized that texture plays a big role. The unique, clean, and organized feeling comes from the texture. So, I tried creating the texture right away. First, create a shape. To what extent should sculpting using graphics tools be done? In sculpting shaping using graphic tools, I decided to neatly process large chunks and edges and only add large cracks to the wood texture. Work efficiency is also important, so the wood grain feel was created using alpha in the tool. So here you can see, like, this is the door to Duncan's house, and this is like the window. We've all seen the preview of his house in Unreal Engine. Second, create a diffuse base color of the object texture. In the past, texture creation was created by combining photo textures with Photoshop or drawing them directly. Nowadays, several tools such as ZBrush and Substance are used. Looking at the Mabinogi texture, we could see that it was close to real life and had a high density. It has a semi-realistic feel that has been processed through photo texture synthesis or stylized texture with high detail. Since it was produced 20 years ago, it had a strong feel of a photo composite hand mat. To reflect these aspects, using the production tool, we used the wood grain texture as a base and built it up one by one. Use the sharpen filter sharpening effect to express highlights and depicted parts more clearly. In particular, care must be taken when creating high polygons to clearly express highlights and shading at the edges. And this looks pretty cool. You can like see how in this picture like the wood is like changing. That looks really cool. And here you can see the front of Duncan's house again. This was it. Although the road was difficult, I was very proud that I had laid the foundation for transferring Mabinogi's style to the new engine. Yeah, it's very important Mabinogi has the same style, and this guy did really good work on this. Like, this isn't easy to do. So on the left we have existing resources, so the resources from Pleon Engine, and on the right we have the Unreal Engine resources. So this is the church in Pleon Engine and the bank in Pleon Engine. And this is the church in Unreal Engine and the bank in Unreal Engine. Making the tiles was also difficult. The tiles also used a texture that was close to real life and had a high density. Think of it as a semi-realistic texture with a processed feel through compositing from a photo texture or a stylized texture with high detail. I tested it out in two ways. Processed through Substance Designer texture creation tool for soil and grass, you can see it here, and photo plus PRB, so physically based rendering, resource synthesis for the soil and grass. So you can see like the two differences between these pictures. How to create a Substance Designer from a stylized feel to a more realistic depiction. Advantage: as work resources accumulate, you can quickly work with tiles with a different feel by reorganizing and recycling nodes. Disadvantage, it takes time to express photo-like details. And photo texture and PRB resource plus substance designer and sampler equals composite. The work speed is fast. Disadvantages is it requires reliance on photo resources, so expressions are limited. So here's another cool picture of Turconail Town Square. This is kind of cool because now we have a closer look at the actual town square area that a lot of us have spent a lot of time being AFK in. So I like the wood that they decided to add here. That wasn't here before. It used to just be all stone. It looks like they added like wood right here and like the four corners. I think that's to make it feel a little bit more like a bench. And you can also see like the brick right there. That looks cool. And you can see some brick over there too. Overall, I think they did a really good job with this. This looks like Town Square. It feels good. We can see everything appearing. We can see all the trees appearing, all the buildings and fences, the water, the dock for fishing. Let's go right to here. This is our first real look at like Turconail as a whole. The only thing we really can't see is Fergus's shop. So there's the healer's house way over there. That's going to be the graveyard. I would love to see some close-ups of what the graveyard is going to look like. Looking back, a lot of things happened. There's still a lot to do, but the style has been established. This is how the background graphics of Mabinogi Eternity are being produced. So this was an interesting post to read. I'm definitely glad that they're interested in capturing Mabinogi's style and making it feel like the same game. There we go. Alright, let's play Mabinogi today. So the Cookie Island event. Day 2. My near tight that I got from the Adventure Seal shop doesn't expire for like another 2 hours, so we have tons of time to use that. We're gonna buy one more as well. So we're gonna do like 4 techs today, and the veteran dungeon. But first we'll do event stuff. So defeat the runaway gingerbread man. There is that one. That one's like over here. I don't know what times he shows up. I know one time he shows up is 6 a.m. I don't know what the other times are. Maybe he shows up at 1800 at 6 p.m. So we'll wait around for him since it's only a little over an hour from now in game. Explore the dessert tent. So we have that one again. Deliver 3 sugar fish and 3 sugar conch to the girl with the fear of water. Okay, yeah, we can do that. So I have some sugar fish and some sugar conches here. I don't know if the event bait, like, I don't know if that expires when the event ends or not. It didn't say if it does or not on the, like, bait tin. But I think that event bait is good forever, so, like, I'm gonna make sure that I have some of it left over when the event ends, and we'll see if it actually vanishes or not. Oh wait, let's get ready for the attack here. I'm just going to assume that it will show up at like 1800. Oh yeah, another player's coming here too, so maybe it will. $6 p.m. in game. Maybe it shows up at 7 p.m. in the game? At 1900? I don't know, there are people gathering here, so it must be close to the time. So yeah, it looks like we can get up to 4 sugar coins a day now. I think we got... How many did we get yesterday? We got 4 yesterday, so yeah, you can get 4 a day. While I wait... I have a snack basket, which we need for one of the quests. Looks like that player went to go check out another channel. Let's go see if that helps. Someone went to another channel to check. I don't know what times it's supposed to show up. I'm sure that the posts would have like the information, the posts on the website, so I'm gonna go check that out real quick. I mean, I'll hear a bunch of players attacking if it shows up while I'm gone, so... So let's have a look at the event page here. Okay, he shows up at 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. errand time. So there it is. He's not gonna be here until 6 a.m. minimum. Since I have some time then, let's go ahead and get some other dailies done while we wait. I think we'll go into the snack tent now and just get that out of the way. Because I think we can do that before 6 a.m. That's not very long. What the? Why am I seeing the cutscene here again? Oh, we have another quest, but this one doesn't give coins. I'll worry about that later. Not right now, though. There's your stuff. Okay, this one doesn't matter. This one we have to kill an even number. Defeat an equal number of every one of them. Okay, savory. There's 4 of those. Buttery. And sweet. Wait, we've defeated 4 of every one of them already. I guess we need higher numbers. Let's just do this for a second. Okay, let's aim for 14 then, since that's the highest. Oh, 15. Savory ones next. It's 15 of those 2. Let's target the sweet ones next. Welcome in, Otaku! 4 more sweet ones. And then 3 more crispy ones. There we go. That's... Just gotta defeat an even number of those guys. And the boss. It's too bad they've never, like, remade this dungeon, because this is actually a pretty cool, like, dungeon layout. Feel like they could do a lot more with that. And snack basket, so small-handed child, where's he at? Or she's right over here. Okay. That one's done, so now we just have the runaway gingerbread man at 6 a.m. So that's a little bit of a ways away. Guess we can work on this one while we wait. Talk to Key. Search for clues. Wait, what am I searching for? Am I searching for like a shiny object on the ground or something, or? Should I try going this way? No, I'm not seeing anything over there, so it might be... it's probably on here. I'm not seeing any clues, though. Maybe I should try talking to some things about the Koopa. Or maybe it's a mission, so maybe I have to like talk to her again and enter some sort of special mission for it. Okay, find out if anyone has seen him, so we have to just talk to people then. Okay, we talked to these two, and they didn't have anything to say on it. About the treasure hunter. No, he's investigating that. Collect clues nearby. Oh wait, there was someone back here too. He's missing as well. So maybe that was who Ku was hanging out with. Okay, now we go back to Key. Okay, so basically check out the tent next. Okay, let's try defeating 10 of each of them. Oh wait, I got 11. Let's make it even number, 12. 12 of each of them then. Crispy. Crap, I keep defeating the sweet ones. Here, 15 worked last time, let's do that. Savory. And sweet. Wait, so what do I do with the waffle that I got? Oh, here it is. Collect all the pieces to uncover a clue. I forget how many pieces there are to complete it, but looks like that'll take a few days. And we're just in time. The gingerbread man over here is going to appear pretty soon at 6 a.m. Alright, so all the event stuff for today is done. Let's go pick up the daily vet dungeon. And we'll also pick up another near type from the Adventure Seal shop, and we'll do... I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm not sure if I'll do the tech missions first or the dungeon first. It'll depend on what dungeon we get. So, Rundle Dungeon, that's not too bad. Then we'll buy one of those. So wait a minute, this expires in an hour and 40 minutes, but how much does that extend the time if I stack it? Okay, that increases it to a 12-hour window. That's nice for both of them.
이 편지는 제법 잘 썼네. B+.
Let's do the veteran dungeon first, then we'll do techs. Gonna do 4 techs today. So, the Rundle Dungeon. Oh, and Homestead Work. I want to do Homestead Work today, too. Let's do that first. We're gonna put some mushroom stumps down over here to kind of fence off the herb garden. Roll out the pine ones. Gold pine, here we go. I don't have enough of those. Let's pick some up. Doubt they're very expensive. Sure, that's fine. Let's claim that. For now, I'm just gonna put them in place. Like, I'm gonna rotate them eventually, but later, to make them look a little different. So they don't all just look like they're facing the same direction, but for now, I just want to get them put down. Then dual guns and staff. This will also be like my first veteran dungeon since getting Link 9 with Arsenal Gunner, so we'll see how that feels. Pull out those two. And where did that vet pass go off to? Here it is. Alright, let's go. Oh yeah, and let's get some speed potions from this as well. That's what I was forgetting. Feels like the range on Bullet Barrage is better since upgrading to Link 9. Yeah, it's a real chest over there. Alright, boss time. Okay, let's do that real quick. And let's give him one of those. Oops, didn't freeze him in time. 17 minutes and 9 seconds. Smoldering thread, some spirit gems, recovery potion, Vesper, okay. So now we're gonna do 4 techs. And for that we're gonna use Mage and Dark Diviner. So we'll switch to Dark Diviner for a little bit. Activate Mana Shield. Oh yeah, and I forgot to sell my Awakened Strength Fragments. Well, I'll do that after I do these next 4 tech missions. That'll help out a little. Alright, let's go. Okay, that's done. Well, let's stand over here for a bit. And I actually need to work on my tech skills because I have 12 tech doing reward selection boxes. So we can do a lot with those. But first, let's see the crystal situation. Let's max that out, level 10. Okay, I need 30 more of the crystals of discipline. Okay, so that's the other kind. So each box gives 5. So 6 should do it. That'll give us what we need to level that. And now Phantasmal Sight will go up to the next rank. Oh, and I do barely have enough to take it up to the rank after that. Nice. I need to... maybe I'll start doing some dailies. I need to do more, like, normal daily quests, do my usual route of dailies for adventure seals and stuff. Not for the adventure seals, but just to get more of the crystals of discipline here so I can level up the skills. Because I still need like 1,000 more XP on that. I guess I could work on Fate Weaver next. I mean, why not? It doesn't really matter at this point. I already have this skill set maxed, well, almost maxed out. Don't know what I really want to focus on next. What about Shield? What does this do? Oh, I don't even have this unlocked yet. Sub-skill, magic dampening, level 5 or higher. Do we have magic dampening? Time shift, vital surge, iron will. So the question is, what do we want to take up next? Erg stuff. I don't want to work on that crap. Demigod condition. I'd have to look up on the wiki what demigod condition there'd be for that. Yeah, let's focus on the Fate Weaver skill. Oh, and I need to put some workbenches on my homestead to unlock that, but at least we can level it for now, so we're gonna do that. So the next 2 boxes that we're gonna open, we'll get the Crystals of Achievement. Well, actually, no, let's just make all of them Crystals of Achievement for now. Why not? Who cares? Oh, wait, what's Blunting Field do? Ooh. Maybe I should level up this one instead. This one increases protection and magic protection by a lot. Wow. That might be actually kind of useful. Wait, how long does it last, though? What's the duration? That's what I don't know. Because, like, for Iron Will, they tell you how long it lasts. Oh, wait a minute. They tell you... Hang on. They don't tell you, like, on the card for some reason. You have to, like, put it on a thing. Oh, wait a minute. So this isn't, like, a skill. There's no skill that you use. It just... Having it just gives you more protection. It's just passive. Okay. Yeah, that's actually kind of good. Wait, and Dampen Shock, does that work the same way? Wow, so you can just have like a list of a bunch of cards where you don't even need to activate skills, where they just boost the crap out of your defense. Interesting. Defiance is also a good one. That one's saved my butt a few times. Like, just randomly, if it'll just restore your health. Grants a chance to attack with 125% skill damage. Chance increased when HP is under 10%. So, like, especially if you're in a near-death state or, like, almost dead, you could get your attack damage way up. But wait, if I were to, like, save this and then activate this set, then Time Shift would become unavailable to me unless it was equipped, so I'll probably put Time Shift on this one just because, like, that's probably gonna happen. So let's put Defiance over here. Because I use Time Shift a lot, so we're going to keep that no matter what. But this will be a good defensive set. Okay, this is going to be we're going to keep this one active for now. But we're gonna take up Blunting Field. How do we get points on this one anyway? Oh, okay, so this one's the easy one to get. This is just from leveling up. And we need like 6 more to get that. Those crystals that I got, will they last until I can run this again? We're gonna be running it again on Tuesday probably. So I just want to make sure that those crystals that I bought will last until then. Like, where did those go off to? Okay, let's put these over here. Those can go over there. Oh, here they are. So yeah, these will last 2 weeks, so it's not like they expire anytime soon. Good. Yeah, so we're gonna work on Blunting Field next, and just the things that I have, like, on this set. This could be my defensive set. I also need... Wait a minute, Blunting Field is active. Which was the one that I needed to, like, activate? There was one that I needed to activate by putting, like, workbenches somewhere. Fate Weaver. I wonder what that one does. Okay. Cool. Well, we made some tech progress today. Yeah, and save anything. I'm always gonna want Time Shift to be on, like, one of my sets, I think, because it is a lot of fun using that with Meteor to get, like, 5 extra Meteors. Oh, wait, let's turn off the mana shield. And we'll put these back over here. $160. $340. $520, I think, and then like 710 in total. So we're gonna take out 700K. And then we also have those 4 strength fragments. So that's another 200K. Let's go to the association room. There is ice scorched crests to be forged for Arsenal Gunner. Okay, I'm gonna need 50 more of those, and we're gonna need a lot more of the smoldering thread to make the scorching crests. But I'll worry about these ones like after. It's the ice scorched ones that are going to take the most amount of time and gold, so I'll focus on that first. Wait, what kind of shadow missions do we have? Because aside from that, I'm just thinking about like doing commerce. Okay, let them fight. I don't remember which one that one is. And then Shadowcast City? Yeah, we can do that. Let's do that one. Pop over to Tara. Oh yeah, and I need to get some passes too. So let's get 2 of each. Actually, if I really wanted to make some gold, I could just run some shadow missions on Elite, because it is Friday. I can do as many Elite shadow missions as I want. But I don't really have a lot of shadow crystals, though. I mean, I do have this one. Well, I do have those nightmare shadow crystals, but I don't know if I want to use those up. Kind of saving those for a rainy day. Let's go see what mission that is in Tailton. Maybe I'll do it. Is it that one where you're just stuck in that ring, that circle, fighting a bunch of enemies, because that one's kind of boring. It's boring because the enemies are super weak even on Elite, and you're just kind of waiting around for them to spawn over and over again. I think that might be the one that one is. Which is exactly why I think we need, like, better shadow missions, or rather more difficult shadow missions. Like, Elite shadow missions do not feel like Elite for like most players. I guess we'll do it. Let's go see what it is. I'm pretty sure this is the mission I'm thinking about. Oh no, this one's slightly different. This is the... Okay, good. Then it won't be boring. This is the one on the farms. Do these guys too. Now these guys. Oh, there's some gold over here too. I want to pick that up. Alright, so now we find the next torch over here. Okay, I have them right here. That's it. Oh, a lot of zombies in this zone. And then up here, then the boss. Okay, right here. That's not even gonna get all of them. Oh wait. There you go. There we go. Good. And boss time. Get that gold. I'll leave this behind. Done. Okay, let's do some spirit weapon work. Max out her bond, and we can max out the bond with this one too. And the rest can go to my spear. %61%. Alright, let's do a little commerce, I think. Because there's nothing else to really do. We've done the shadow missions. Wait, can I do a rebirth? I don't know how long it's been since I've done one. No, not yet. We gotta wait about 2 days. But yeah, let's do some trading. From Dunbarton, maybe? We'll do a couple of rounds of commerce. Like, I still need to get my Dumbarton rating to level 7, and it's... well, it's getting close, but still need to work on it. Okay, let's go ahead and take these to... we'll take them to Tara. I don't feel like going to Idia today. Oh yeah, and the commerce stall bags too. This is why I like Dark Diviner. Very low effort. We just press the button and we're done. So we don't even have to worry about bandits. Okay, so it looks like that trip made the Dumbarton rating go up by, I don't know, like 5-6%, something like that, maybe 7. And actually, I was gonna do more daily quests, so we're gonna do that. Let's hop over to Cobb. So we've done our vet dungeon. Let's do this daily here. Nails for stones. Talk to me when we have 5 nails. There you go. This one gives Homestead Stone. Then Malon's Revenge is over here. So we need to give him a striped marlin. And you can fish for that yourself here, or if you have one in your inventory already, just talk to him again and it's done. What's the gathering? Base herbs? Oh, we can do that. I have tons of base herbs. And then we can get the daily trade one from an e-commerce post, so we'll get that. Right here. What do we have? Gives 6,000 seasonal ducats to Imp and Belvast. Okay. Let's go ahead and hop over there real quick. And then also, one reason to take the Moongate over here is because it's very close to Kinu. And you can pick up Kinu's Revenge, which is defeat a bandit boss ogre during commerce. So we will do a little bit more commerce before the stream is over. And the daily trade one is done. Let's go do the base herb one now. This is another reason why having an herb garden is a good idea, because if you ever get a daily that requires you to gather a lot of herbs of a certain kind, you'll have them all here. Well, next week's prize is the chair, okay. How long do I have on those Pass selection boxes? I still haven't used those two yet. Okay, we can use those up anytime next week. But let's gather up some base herbs. Alright, let's go take care of a few dailies in Idia next. So we're gonna head over to the Muyu Desert. Right around the bird mark. And we're gonna go get Lambert's dailies. I'm probably not gonna do rafting or the hot air balloon one, mostly because I just don't want to. Like, I did those so much with my elf because I had Mirage Missile, and that made those kinds of quests like super easy. But I just don't really care to do that as a giant. And while we work on Lambert's daily, we'll get a bunch of other little daily quests done along the way. So we'll pick that up here. And the first thing we need is the Quilla base report. So Alexina has that, because she's the leader of the camp there. And then she also has a daily, so the Exploration daily, Ruin Discovery daily. So discover ruins 10 times. The easiest way to do this is at the human mark mana tunnel if the area isn't being farmed by someone else. So Demigod. And any ruin we pass by will automatically get discovered when Demigod is active. So there are 8 going in a straight line this way. And then about where these 3 bushes start over here, kind of near the moon gate, or the mana tunnel I guess, and there's 8 more going this way, so a couple going in a straight line, and then the next, like the first 4 going kind of a straight line, then it kind of turns. That one's done. So next we need to go to the Royal Library. And a quick way to do this, now that we have Arcana, is just to go to the Association Room, because that's on the same floor. Exit through here. And then it's just a door over. Well, 2 doors over. And then we can get the book. And off to Calida Camp. So Belita has the report here because she's the leader. And she also gives out the hot air balloon daily quest, which I would do if I had archery or was an elf, but I'm not, so we'll skip it. But like if we talked to her again after getting that report, that would be the daily quest. And then we go back and see Lambert. Something fast like the scooter mount is good here because you can fly until you get like up to this point. But you can even fly over here, but you can't land like in this like general area where Lambert is, because the game's movement permissions are all left up. And let's do the daily out here too. So there's a daily to take out, I think, 20 of these prison ghosts from a hiding elf just up ahead. Actually, I want to try something for clearing this one. Just gonna try activating that and then getting on a Nimbus. Yeah, that's actually pretty effective. Then we'll go ahead and get off up here. Use it again, get back on the cloud because it stays active when you're on a mount. Yeah, that worked out pretty well. So keeping cover is done. And now for the second commerce quest, we have defeat a bandit boss ogre. So we can only encounter a bandit boss ogre while doing commerce in Ulad, because Fulmers do not appear in Idia, so it won't work if you're like doing commerce in Idia, because like human bandits show up here, not like Fulmer bandits. Let's go ahead and go back to Dunbarton and let's make another trip to Tara, I'm assuming, to like work on my Dunbarton rating. I think that's what I want to do. And then we'll make sure we encounter bandits this time and we'll take on Canoe. I mean, we'll take down the Ogre for Canoe. $185 in Tara. Okay, we're gonna take it there just like before. Okay, the first potion hasn't worn off yet, that's good. Now we just have to wait for the boss ogre to randomly show up. Oh, and today he decided to show up right away, so that's good for us. That means now I can avoid the rest of the bandit encounters. Because we found him. So the only dailies I skipped on my usual route was the hot air balloon one, the rafting one, and the normal daily dungeon one. I won't do normal daily dungeons unless I can do them on at least advanced difficulty or higher, and because they chose to remove unrestricted dungeon passes for no reason, now I have to pay a crap ton of gold to get advanced dungeon passes, which I'm not going to do. So that's a big reason why I'm going to start skipping that daily from now on, because like anything below the advanced level doesn't pay out enough gold to be worth my time. And not even one adventure seal and a little bit of XP is worth that. So that's why I made like the dungeon video, like why I think that like the problem is we need to scale the monsters up. Like veteran should be the new normal for dungeons. Alright, so... I almost have enough gold. I almost have enough gold to make one more Ice Scorched Crest. Costs 150k. Hey, that demonic dreamcatcher I found in a Nowhere to Run like the other day. That'll sell for what we need. Let's do that. And I'll go make one more Ice Scorched Crest. Well, 49 to go. Alright, I think we're gonna wrap things up right around here for today. We did like 4 techs, a veteran dungeon, some dailies. Got a bunch of stuff done on that. So I am going to get back into my dailies in the future so I can get more of those crystals to level up some of my tech skills. But yeah, we will be streaming Mabinogi again on Tuesday.